Good evening, guys and gals. This is Ryan with TrendLizard.com. I wanted to post a video tonight on gold. I get a lot of emails about this. People asking me what the outlook is for gold based on our take of the Elliott Wave pattern. And if you know Elliott, looking at this chart, you might get an idea right off the bat. But we'll just dive through it, take a look at a couple charts, compare it to some other things, and just see what we can figure out. But what's very clear is the trendy five-wave nature of the advance off about the 2000, whenever this was, this low up into the 2011 high. Very clearly a trendy five-wave move. What happened before it doesn't really matter. All we know is that this was clearly the start of a move, and obviously it ended because it's been pulling back for about 7 years after the move ended. So this is more or less fact at this point. No reason in debating those details at all. Now what we need to figure out is what's going on here. So like I said, it's been in a massive pullback for 7 years. There's no doubt about it. It's retraced more than 38.2% of this advance, which is important from a Fibonacci standpoint. Normally that's about the minimum amount of a retracement that you'll get, somewhere from 38.2% all the way down to 61.8%. So it has fallen into that zone, and that's a good thing. However, it does not look like this pullback is over yet, and I'll show you exactly why. We're going to zoom in on this action here. Not only does the down move kind of look like a five-wave advance, not super clear, it has a general five-wave form to it, but the more important thing is what it's done off the 2016 low. So if this was the start of a new trend, we'd expect trendy upside movement, counter-trend pullbacks, and just the development of some trendy price action to the upside, and that's not what we're seeing here. What we're seeing is an up move that lasted about 6 months. It looks like a three-wave move, and then a counter-trend pullback here that's lasted about 25 months. So I think the important thing to note here is that this pullback, this recovery likely isn't over, but it very clearly is not the resumption of the long-term uptrend. It looks like maybe wave A completed here in the late 2015 low. It's been in a B wave recovery that's not yet over, and that's going to be followed by a big C wave down before gold has a chance to complete and finally resume its long-term uptrend. So there is no indication that a low is in. If anybody tells you from an Elliott perspective otherwise, it's just not the truth. And I'll show you an example here. If we try to label it as a trendy move, there's just 8 different reasons why it doesn't work. The biggest of which is it's not a five-wave move. The time factor, as mentioned, this was a 6-month advance. This is a 25-month pullback that's not over yet. The pullback is retraced more than 61.8%. We can go on to all the different reasons why this does not look like the resumption of the uptrend. So again, you have to expect a larger pullback off the 2011 high, a new low for that pullback. As long as it ends about 890 or somewhere above, then the overall outlook will remain bullish. But right now, you have to expect a lower levels. So that's what we're looking at there. I want to compare it to one other thing. Here's NUGT, NUGT. It's the direction daily gold miners, 3 times leveraged bull share. So if you're looking to make a bullish case, you can't do it here either. You see that it had a beautiful 5-wave decline, basically from the 2011 high down into the 2016 low. It had a very big recovery in 2016, but since then it's basically given it all back. And this is clearly not the end of the decline because this moves a counter trend move very clearly. It's almost back down to the low. It does look like a massive recovery could occur before the downtrend continues here, similar to what we saw on gold, where it looks like we could get a larger bounce before it turns back down. So this may not be a bad play at some point. But the trend is down, and obviously we want to find trends. That's what we're here for, and the trend has to be expected to continue lower on NUGT just like it is on gold. So, hey, I hope that's helpful. We do this every day at TrendLizard.com. We have a free trial, so come visit. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.